place hasn't been cleaned since the fall of the Roman Empire, you know? I didn't know it existed on this planet.
Yeah, I know, it's really getting to me. That's okay. Dorian really appreciated it, though. She told me. She said we could come in for steaks on the house when the medicine man opened.
Well, I intend to take her up on that, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Need any menus?
No. I think I know what I want. I want a burger, medium, and a strawberry shake.
Same here. Top mine with chili.
Okay. Be back in a second.
Greta's best friend just blew in.
Yeah, excuse me. I think I want to go give that best friend a piece of my mind.
Hey, man, cool it. Just be cool.
What do you mean, cool it? Just be cool. A chick deserves it. You know it.
Yeah, maybe so, but this is not the time.
Name me a better time.
Your time, right?
So what?
Man, that's the worst time to try to score points.
I don't think you understand. I'm not trying to score points. I'm talking about justice, fairness, a little bit of common decency. Some things that girl knows nothing about.
Yeah, and you're gonna be the one to teach her?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, Billy, cool it. Wait for your burger and your shake, and behave. Think of what Dad would say, and Carol Lee, and Greta. Most of all, Greta. Damn it, I am thinking. I want to talk to you.
The doctors will return in just a moment.
That's Greta when she was 5 or 6 years old. She's a cutie, ain't she?
Oh, she really has just the same dimple in her chin that you do, too. Well, where are you?
Oh, no. I locked away all my kitty pictures. And in case you're wondering, I swallowed the key.
Oh, yeah? Hope it gave you indigestion. Oh, Mike, this is going to be us, isn't it? I mean, after we're married, you know, I mean, coming here Sunday nights for dinner.
Well, maybe not every Sunday. Hey, we should be washing dishes instead of Maggie and Dad.
Yeah.
You a washer or a dryer?
Am I what?
Do you prefer to wash the dishes or to dry them?
Actually, neither one.
Have another cup of coffee. I can put up a pot in about 2 seconds.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I have any room at all. That visit to the ice cream parlor just did me in.
Coffee is not food. It is a national pastime.
Then I'll have some. But listen, why don't you let us help with the dishes?
Oh,
Yeah.
nonsense. The pots and pans are almost finished. The rest is in the dishwasher. Just sit down. Relax.
Well, you're off the hook. Oh. That lady really likes you.
I really like her, too. In fact, I think I like all of you.
Well, isn't there one of us that you perhaps like a little more than the rest?
Yeah, Matt.
No, that's very true.
No,
Oh,
don't.
come on, don't be afraid. They won't hear.
No.
The dishwasher's running.
Now, Mike, they have very active imaginations.
Yeah, so do I.
No, Mike, stop it.
Oh.
I went to Cutler's on my lunch hour last week and looked at the wedding gowns. They have a whole room full of these beautiful, lacy, incredible things.
Did you see anything you like?
I don't know yet. I have to go in next week with Noel and try them on. The sales lady said, would you like, my dear, would you like to be young and romantic, or would you like to be devastatingly worldly and chic, or just innocent and understated?
Yeah, well, which one did you choose?
Well, sort of all of them, you know. Oh, Mike, I want this to be a storybook wedding, you know. Me in a long white gown and a veil and carrying this big bouquet, and I want them to play the wedding march while Dad carries me down the aisle. I thought I didn't. I thought I was different, but I'm not.
Hey, that's okay. You got it. One big white storybook wedding coming up.
But there's more. See, I think that a wedding is like a ceremony, you know, and in a ceremony, everything you do has a special significance. And I'd like us to treat this whole thing like a ceremony.
Sarah, what are you trying to tell me?
I want us not to sleep together anymore until after we're married.
I knew there was a hitch to
No,
it.
Mike, please try and understand now. I mean, this is really important.
Well, yes, it is.
I want it to be special.
Sure, so do I, but this proclamation of yours doesn't make any sense at all.
But it does to me.
Sarah, what are you talking about? To pretend to not be close, not to touch after
Hi.
Maggie says the cookies are angel chocolate chip. Mike's favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Great. You're both being really wonderful. They look great.
Well, enjoy them.
Thank you. Mike, please don't turn away from me.
Sarah, I love you. I love you more than you will ever know. I want to be your husband, right? I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you. I love you, right? I don't need some ceremony to validate that. Do you understand? I love you. A wedding is nothing more than a social announcement. It is a way of showing the world how we feel. There's no need to pretend that something's changed just because of a ceremony.
Mike, wait a minute. Let me just try and explain this a little bit better so you know what I'm talking about. See, I've always felt that the attitude with which you approach something has a great deal to do with what you get out of it, you know, with whether you succeed or fail. And I want this time, this whole period before our wedding to be a rededication, you know, a rediscovery of what it is that we really feel about each other. It can be a beginning, Mike. It can be the beginning of our life together. I don't want us to fail.
There's no way in the world we can.
You're really possessive over the little mother, aren't you?
I just don't like the raw deal you've been handling. You know that?
And who appointed you Greta's guardian? Or did Billy Aldrich suddenly have a change of heart? Deb, you should have brought your violin.
Wouldn't hurt you to apologize to Greta. You know that?
Apologize?
Yeah, apologize.
After the things she said to me? No way.
Come on, what did she say to you that was so terrible?
Well, for one thing, she told me I didn't care about her. That's a good one. After all the trekking around with her from clinic to clinic, you know, I was the one who did all the arranging for the abortion up in Springfield that she was too chicken to go
Just
through
wait a
with.
minute, all right? Have you ever had an abortion?
No, but I know it's a minor operation.
It's a minor operation. You know what the definition of a minor operation is? It's one that's performed on somebody else.
Well, anyway, I haven't noticed you hanging around trying to help her out.
Look, all I'm saying is that Greta's got enough problems without you sticking in your 2 cents.
Well, if we're getting right down to it, I'm not the one who's sticking in my 2 cents. You are.
Look, what goes on between Greta and me is our business, you understand?
It won't be for long. Pretty soon everybody in Madison's gonna know what goes on between you and Greta. Quite frankly, I couldn't care less one way or the other anymore.
Good, then just stay out of it. And stop running around telling everybody in sight everything you know. I mean, just to get even with somebody who's got enough problems without you. She's got enough trouble without you.
Who got her into trouble in the first place? You know, you're really starting to bug me, Billy. I don't notice you bending over backwards trying to be nice to her.
You know perfectly damn well why I can't be nice to her.
Tell me, Billy. Is she still carrying around that dumb little baby book of hers? The one with all the dirty little diagrams? Did you give her that book, Billy,
Come on,
huh?
will you act your age, Judy, huh?
Why don't you take my advice, Billy, and find yourself another girl? One who isn't so freaked out. Madison High is full of a lot of nice, smart girls.
That's funny, can it, Judy?
Only this time, make sure your daddy teaches you all about the birds and the bees and the stuff before you take her out on a date.
I said, can it, Judy?
Billy, she
You
isn't
too.
worth it. I mean, who does she think she is anyway? Strutting around, parading her pregnancy like it's something you win medals for.
Look, shut up.
Well, here's someone who's not buying it. Greta Powers is nothing but a selfish, contemptible little brat who just happened to get herself pregnant because she's too dumb to learn about contraception.
Shut up!
Shut up or else what,
Or I'll take
Dad?
this plate and I'll shove it down your lying little throat. Big old plate and all, you dig it?
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
So, do you think the dinner was a moderate success?
Oh, I wouldn't say moderate. I would say a resounding success.
You're biased.
Yes. No. Everybody took seconds. Everybody but Greta. She would too, except she's on this crazy health food kick. You notice she even managed to say goodnight to me? Well, I mean, it sounded like goodnight. You don't suppose it was all my imagination, did it?
It was good night. I heard it. I'd be willing to swear out an affidavit, if necessary. You know, I enjoyed our bike ride today, didn't you?
You may regret it tomorrow. My knees ache already.
Yeah, really? Mine don't. I feel perfectly wonderful.
Oh. Well, that's because I'm getting older and you aren't.
Oh, yes, I am. I am getting older. Aren't I?
Stop fishing for compliments. You're as lovely as you were when you were 25. And you're more special to me now.
Do you mean that? I mean, do you really mean that? That was such a lovely place we found today.
Mm-hmm.
It was so peaceful and so secluded. Nobody ever rides there. Did you notice that almost all the leaves are out?
Mm-hmm.
The shrubs are just the way I love them, wild and untamed. Let's go there more often, huh?
Well, I don't know if I'll have much time for cycling. Especially if the new burn center project comes through.
That means so much to you, doesn't it?
Yes? You know, I was thinking I can get as much pleasure, as much peace almost out of a hectic work day as we did out there on the trail. I mean, it's a very satisfying thing to do the work you really want to do. We have a lot to be grateful for, don't we?
Mm-hmm. I know. Big things, little things. Fulfillment comes in different size packages.
Like Greta saying good night. We've been through a lot together. You mean so much to me, you and Greta and Mike.
Hey, he's doing so well, isn't he, in ER?
Oh, yeah. It's like he's really found his direction in life now. He's sticking to it. You notice the difference? He's really become a man, responsible.
I know. I know the way he's taking control. I mean, the way he's with Sarah.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, there's a concern, protectiveness that was missing before. The same way Michael Paul. And you see it around the hospital, too. And I don't mind telling you it fills me with paternal pride.
Hey, I wonder what kind of wedding they want. Has Mike mentioned anything to you at all?
No?
I wonder if it'll be elaborate.
No, I imagine it'll be fairly simple. They're sensible people.
Oh, come on. Who wants to be sensible on the wedding day?
We were.
We didn't have much choice.
You remember?
Sure.
Oh, I was going to be so formally got out my navy blue mohair suit, had it all cleaned and pressed. And that emergency, and my navy mohair became hospital scrub suit.
Well, you couldn't have looked more handsome if you'd worn shining armor.
Oh, shucks now. All of us crowded around in my little old office, remember? Your dress was blue?
It was white.
Why?
Yeah, it was white. I wore silk batik.
You sure?
Oh, sure. I remember particularly because I wondered whether it was appropriate, you know, if it was tasteful. And then I just said, well, propriety be damned.
Any regrets so far?
Mm-mm. None that I can think of.
That's reassuring.
Time slipping away. Matt, I know it's kind of silly and selfish of me, but in a very short time, Mike and Sarah are going to be married, and they'll be living in that dream house that Mike's been building in his mind for years, and then Greta. Before you know it, the house will be empty. I know. I have to accept change. I have to learn to say goodbye. Matt, a little while ago, you said that I hadn't changed, that I was as lovely as I'd been when I was 25. I know that isn't true. I mean, you were just talking, weren't you? I mean, you didn't really mean that, did you?
Oh, man. What the hell am I doing?
Acting like the dumb dude you are.
You're a great help. You're not pulling any punches, are you?
Not with a friend. Now, did that scene do any good? I mean, like, with that chick's mouth, she'll have you wishing you lived in outer Mongolia.
Man, why do I do these things? My dad warned me. He said, stay out of it. Don't get involved. Stay on the sidelines. So what do? I go out and blow it the first chance I get. For what? I mean, it's none of my business. I already told Greta a long time ago. I said I didn't want anything to do with her if she didn't have the abortion. So what am I doing? I'm getting involved with some garbage that should be between her and Judy anyway.
Hey, Judy could use a little straightening out. That chick got a long way to go before she gets her act together. You know what I mean?
You don't seem to understand. That's not the point. I didn't go over there to help Judy get her act together. I went over there to protect Greta.
That's no big surprise. I mean, after all, you still dig Greta a little, and you don't want to see her get hurt. Hey, man, big deal. Just drop the whole thing, huh?
I can't just drop the whole thing. It's not that simple. I mean, do you know next week I got to go for a blood test?
What for?
Greta's got the wrong RH factor or something like that in her blood, and they want to check mine out and see if the baby's going to be born okay. I mean, before it was a problem, yeah, but now it's a baby.
That can happen.
See, you can be cool about it. I thought I could be cool about it, but I can't be cool about it.
Hey, just don't let it get to you, that's all.
It's easy to say, but I'm not getting any help from Greta. I'm telling you, she's really on my case. The other day, she gives me a casual little phone call, right? Just wondering if I would like any saying what the baby's name was going to be.
What?
And before I get a chance to say anything, she tells me that the baby's name's got to go with Powers, not with Aldridge. I mean, this is turning into... This is crazy. There's going to be a little baby running around here that's named Powers that's mine. She's dragging me into this thing, man. Just bit by bit, she's dragging me in, and it's driving me nuts. This is crazy.
Yeah, man, I know what you
mean. Look, if she'd have had the abortion back when she was supposed to, by now I wouldn't be thinking of it as a baby. But I mean... the baby being born and everything, I guess I can't put its life in jeopardy because I don't want to have a blood test. Right? Well, come on, tell me what I should do.
Just add 2 and 2 together.
It's great. What if I don't come out with 4?
Well, then, Billy boy, you add them up all over again till you get the right answer. The answer that lets you live your life the way you want to live it.
Oh, man, I don't even know what I want. See, I want to do what's right for Greta. I really do, but I just don't want to mess up my life. I'm just starting to live. I got 6 years of medical school in front of me. I couldn't support a wife and a child. I guess they'd have to live with their parents or even worse, with my parents.
Come on, guys. Time to close up.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, I'd do just about anything for her. I really would. I'm just not ready for a baby. Not now. I don't know.
Listen,
I tell you, I just wish she could be like other girls. Why can't she be like other girls? Why can't you just do the right thing? Just do the right thing and have an abortion.
Listen to me, Billy. That might be the right thing for you, and it might be the right thing for me, too. But the plain fact of it is that Greta is going to have that kid. And that's the only right thing for her. Man, face up to it. You are going to be a father.
Strike three. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you like that.
Oh, that's all right.
The Yankees just went down 1, 2, 3 in the ninth. Now it's our turn.
Bottom of the ninth?
I can smell a home run coming.
Good. Hang in there.
Come on, you Stripski.
Who is it we're rooting for?
Boston, silly. But nobody has a chance of beating the Yankees except Boston.
Well, go Boston.
Go Red Sox.
MJ, did Colin come down to see that little boy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. His mother was so upset by what Dr. Slattery said.
I know.
Don't you have to be in there with him? No. Well, you better look busy or we'll put you to work. I haven't even had a chance to take my lunch break yet.
Hello, clinic. Sweeney speaking. I'm sorry. No, Dr. Pierce isn't in clinic today. He's in his office. What, may I give you that number? Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, you okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Hey, that doctor you came down with before, he isn't Irish by any chance?
Oh, no. He's Australian.
Australian? Well, he's still pretty cute. Maybe his mother and father were Irish. Listen, you sure you're all right? You don't look so hot to me.
I'm fine.
MJ, I've been waiting in here for you. You were going to bring me an EKG, remember?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, look, fine, but this is the second time you've done this today. I mean, first it was the Jarvis girl, and now this. What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm fine. Nothing is wrong.
Well, look, I mean, sorry is not good enough. I mean, people's lives are at stake here.
I know that. My God, don't you think I know that?
MJ!
MJ, wait.
Get me an EKG in 5. Stop!
The doctors will return in just a moment.
What happened to the ball game?
What ball game?
Oh, come on, Sweeney. The Yanks were leading the Red Sox 3-2. It was the bottom of the ninth, and Sweeney smells a home run.
Well, it stunk.
Maybe you ought to give up Boston.
What? Me give up on Boston? You must be crazy. Besides, I never give up on anything.
I believe it. Miss Bowman, Miss Lucille Bowman. Hi. Would you come right this way, please?
You know, he'd make a good first baseman. Yeah? Dr. Aldrich at second base. Of course, I'll be the pitcher. Maybe that little nurse could play shortstop. Oh, boy, we could have a really great team.
Excuse me. Is Dr. Powers in?
No. She's not really taking appointments today, but if you would sit over there, I'll fill this in, and we'll see if somebody can see you. Name?
No. I just need to see her for a few minutes.
Sir, a doctor's time is very valuable. She just can't talk to everyone who walks in.
Oh, yes. Well, I realize that. You must be Miss Sweeney.
That's what my nameplate says. Now listen, my fingers are getting tired in this position. Could I
understand that you went down to medical records and yelled at Miss Wallace about the service.
I did not yell at Miss Wallace. We had a nice, quiet talk, and I won. That's all.
Well, good. It's time somebody got him to do the job right down there.
Well, she just didn't really understand the job until I showed her.
That's what I hear.
Now, look, I don't mean to be rude, but I do have a lot of work to do, and I just can't, well, sit here gossiping with you. Now, could I please have your name?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm Dr. Powers. Dr. Matt Powers, Chief of Staff here.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, Dr. Powers.
Dr. Maggie Powers is my wife. I'd just like to see her for a minute if she's free.
Yes, well, she's on a short break, sir.
Oh. All right, well, when she comes back, just tell her that I finished with the board meeting early. And as soon as I see Dr. Wakefield, I'm going to go on home.
Right, a message for Dr. Powers. It's from Dr. Powers. Dr. Powers went home, right?
Yes, well, I guess that covers it. Miss Sweeney?
Yes, sir?
Nice to have you with us. Welcome aboard.
Oh, yes, sir.
See you later.
Thank you, Doctor. Sir? You know, maybe he could make a catcher. Possibly right field. Dr. Powers.
Honey, please don't worry. MJ is stronger than you think she is. I know she's having problems, but she's going to work them out. Just give her time.
Maggie, what happened today was not normal.
Okay, but the amount of times that she's had to face death the last few months isn't exactly par for the course either. So if she goes into some sort of mild panic every time she's under pressure, I don't consider that unusual. I mean, it's disturbing, yes, and I think it's painful for you to watch, but it's not unusual.
But it is. You don't seem to understand she wasn't under any kind of pressure today. Colin got called down by Dr. Slattery to do an independent diagnosis, that is all. No one was critical. There was just a diagnosis. She was not under any kind of pressure.
Okay, so the pressure was self-induced.
Well, don't you consider that a little unusual?
No. Under the circumstances, I don't. I'm not saying that there isn't some problem.
Well, good. We agree. You know, there is a way that you could help.
Oh, and how? Do you want me to talk to MJ?
No, I want you to talk to Colin.
Colin?
I think you should tell him what I've told you. At least if he has some idea of the way she is at home, he might understand her a little better.
Well, I imagine he does.
No, I don't think he does. Not judging by the way he talked to her this morning. I think it might be a little easier if you talk to him. A little less awkward, you know, doctor to doctor.
Okay.
Look, if Dr. Slattery thinks this is damage due to rheumatic fever, we'll just have to order a cardiac cath. Look, it's just that I don't want to put a little boy through this if I can avoid it. Yeah, okay. Look, just ask him to call me when he comes in. Thank you.
Sarah.
William Blake. One of the 3 books I took with me to Africa.
It's very difficult for you to part with this, wasn't it?
I wanted you to have it very much. I was very disappointed when you didn't read it.
Well, after you left, I read it. Every word of it. He who brings himself to a joy does the winged life destroy. He who kisses the joy as it flies
Lives in eternity's sunrise. I did love you, Colin. I want you to know that. I want to return this locket to you.
Yes, hello. Okay, thank you. Oh, hello, man.
Colin, hope I'm not interrupting.
No, not at all.
Well, I see you're preparing for the big move.
Well, I have started, but I must admit I'm a little behind.
Well, maybe you're not. I'm afraid I'm the bearer of bad news. Looks like the completion of the cardiac intensive care unit is going to have to be delayed for a while.
Well, what's wrong?
Well, the monitors came, but the maintenance engineer tells me he can't connect them to the nurses' station by Monday. In fact, he couldn't give me any kind of idea when they could be connected at all.
Any guess?
Oh, well, maybe a week.
Oh, a week.
Of course, we could use telemetry.
No, I'd
Plenty
rather
of
not
battery
use.
packs.
I'd rather not use telemetry. I mean, that's okay for casual observation, but intensive care, no.
Right. No, I just meant in case of emergency.
Well, no, we'll just move everything down the road another week.
Well, all I can tell you is I'm sorry.
Well, I can use the extra time. Setting up a cardiac unit from scratch is a little more difficult than it looks on paper.
Yes, I know how that goes. But you've been doing a fine job, Colin, and I want you to know it's appreciated. Everybody on the staff admires the way you have taken over. Not all surgeons have organizational ability, too.
Well, I thank you. There's one thing we've never had a chance to really discuss before. It must have been a difficult decision for you deciding to ask me to stay here.
How so?
Well, the fact that I was involved with your son's fiancée, Sarah, in Africa.
Oh.
I mean, that must have come up.
Yes, it did, but that had nothing to do with it. From a professional standpoint, you were the best qualified man, one we needed. I could hardly let your rivalry with my son affect a decision like that.
Well, that's all immaterial now. Sarah's made her choice, and Mike's wound up the lucky man. And truly lucky.
Yes, Maggie and I think Sarah's a wonderful girl.
Yes, that she is. I wish them all the best.
Well, I'd like to get some idea where we stand now on staffing. Now, here's what personnel was sent up. We've got a long list of bodies, but I'm not sure they're all qualified.
Let's see. We'll put that big nurse in right field. What am I going to do about a catcher? Nobody wants to be a catcher.
Oh, it's nice and empty. Any more people today?
Nope, not today.
Thank goodness, and I am off tomorrow.
How well can you hit?
Depends upon who I'm hitting.
No, I mean softball.
I don't know. Why?
Because I am organizing a team. I think it is terrible that Hope Memorial is not represented in the Madison Softball League. I mean, how do you guys expect to keep in shape?
Well, I don't know about anybody else. I run to stay in shape.
You're a runner? Okay, great. You go in center field.
Well, what if I don't want to go in center field?
Well, who wouldn't want to go in center field? Joe DiMaggio played center field. Mickey Mantle. Willie Mays. That's a rich tradition.
It's a rich tradition.
Besides, if we play our cards right, that cute Dr. Aldrich will be at second base. And then, if he misses one, he'll go out to you. That way, you'll have something to tease him about, you know, when we go out for beers after the game.
Well, the only trouble with that is that I don't think that cute Dr. Aldrich is going to want to play second base.
Why not?
Because he happens to think he's an excellent pitcher.
Oh, we've got a pitcher. We don't need two pitchers.
Steve was a pitcher in college.
Well, I pitched in Boston. Believe me, the hitters in Boston are a lot tougher than in some little college.
Okay, just don't say that the wife didn't warn you.
Right. What? You're not his wife, are you?
Of course I am.
Oh, what? That's a Simpson.
Oh, my name tag. Oh, well, good grief. I guess I should get around to changing it. It really should read Aldrich.
Holy cats, everybody around here is related. I mean, husband and wife teams, son. I mean, who knows? You know, I really ought to figure out who is married to whom before I start talking about anybody.
I guess so.
Well, married people can be on the team. Now, about that other doctor that came up here before, remember? The Australian?
Oh, well, I don't imagine he knows how to play baseball. He probably plays cricket.
Well, then, I'll have to teach him the game. What's his name?
Colin Wakefield.
That's a lovely name. Colin Wakefield, apprentice, a pitcher. Hey, you know, that nurse he had with him was awfully disturbed, wasn't she?
It's my cousin, MJ.
Oh, well, did you catch up with her?
Yeah, she didn't want to talk to me. She wanted to be alone.
What's the matter with her?
Well, her husband died in a fire several weeks ago.
Oh, isn't that awful?
As if that wasn't enough, her sister and her brother-in-law died in a car crash not long before that. She's been through quite a lot. She doesn't seem to believe in life anymore.
Oh, isn't that sad?
Things haven't been very fair for her.
What we have to do is, well, get her back into the swing of things.
I hope we can.
What's her name?
MJ. Mary Jane. We call her MJ.
MJ? Left field.
Maybe.
Come on.
Thank you, Colin. Oh, hi, darling.
There's a familiar face. Hi.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I was interrupting. May I
You're
come
not
back?
interrupting.
No,
I'm all finished. Just leaving.
Oh,
And you'll have to excuse the mess. As you can see, I'm in the middle of packing.
so I see. Well, listen, cheer up. It'll only get worse.
Is that the way you do things around here?
Oh,
Well,
listen, Matt, do you have a few minutes?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of wanted to see Colin about MJ. I have some problems that she's been having, and I think it might be helpful if we could have your advice, too.
All right. What's wrong?
Well, it's a very difficult situation.
Well, MJ's finding it hard to cope. I mean, that's really all it is. You know, she's had to face death a couple of times in the last few months, and...
Yes, I know. Well, are you saying that emotional state's affecting her work?
Well, she has been erratic.
And what does that mean? Talking about danger to the patient?
Well, no, not yet, but it could lead to that.
Well, that doesn't leave us many choices, does it?
No, it doesn't, and I really don't want to dismiss her. I think it would be very hard on her.
Oh, yes, I agree with you. I mean, Carol Lee has said that there isn't a day that goes by that MJ hasn't mentioned it to Carol Lee and Steve just how much this job means to her, that it's the best thing that ever happened to her.
Yes, but our first concern has to be for the patient.
Well, of course. But I was wondering, would it be possible to place her in a position where she wouldn't have any patient contact for a while? Of course, I realize the problem is as a clinical nurse specialist, that she's involved in every phase of the unit.
Yeah, well, we have to be realistic. If she can't do the job.
Well, it's not as if she can't do the job. The question is consistency of performance. I mean, one minute she's okay, and the next, she just wanders off. I mean, she's not following my orders. She seems Seems very confused.
Well, I can imagine what you've all been talking about. Am I right?
MJ.
Why don't you just fire me? That's what you want to do, isn't it?